There's just something so special about a Christmas episode. Not the big explosions, not the merch, not even the nostalgia alone. It's the pause. Just for a moment, these shows that we grew up with slowed down. They stopped chasing after laughs or actions and instead asked quieter questions. Who's missing this year? Who's hurting? Who still believes? And who's just trying their best to make every day feel okay? Growing up, I didn't always know why certain Christmas episodes and specials stuck with me. I just knew some of them made me laugh. Some made me feel seen. And a few of them, somehow, made me cry without even raising their voices. So this won't be a list about ranking for the sake of ranking. This is a list about feelings. About the episodes that understood Christmas isn't just joy. It's memory, loss, hope, kindness, and sometimes survival. These are the Christmas specials that stayed with me. The ones that found a way to be funny, honest, and human all at the same time. So grab something warm, take a breath, and let's revisit the moments that reminded us what the season can mean, even when things aren't perfect. Before we start, let me say this clearly so no one throws an ornament at the screen. Yes, I love the classics. I adore them. But tonight, we're putting them ever so gently up on the shelf where they belong, just so we can talk about the ones that ran rampant while I was growing up. So let me preface this with the honorable mentions. I'll just run through a list real quick, just so I can get it out of the way. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And that's just a couple specials. What about episodes? One that barely missed the list for me is the Nutcracker episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. It just wasn't Christmas enough, you know? Chowder, hey, it's Knishmas. And one that hits a little too close to home, Merry Christmas, Mordecai from Regular Show.
These are not honorable mentions. They are cultural load-bearing walls. Ranking them would be vandalism.
Yeah, that's exactly why they're not on this list. They can be in every other top 10 or top 25 list out there. I just want to make room and maybe shine a light on some that people might not know about. And with that being said, let's start. Number 25, Invader Zim, the most horrible Xmas ever. Invader Zim's Christmas episode doesn't try to be heartfelt, it tries to be unhinged. Zim misunderstands Christmas entirely, treating gift-giving as a system of control while Gur becomes obsessed with Santa. It's chaotic, cynical, and very on-brand, and somehow, that contrast makes it memorable. It doesn't celebrate Christmas, it weaponizes it.
Holiday ritual reframed as compliance test. Execution, disturbingly efficient.
Number 24. It's BTAS, Batman the Animated Series, Christmas with the Joker. This isn't your typical cozy Christmas story, and that's exactly why it's memorable. On Christmas Eve, the Joker escapes Arkham Asylum inside a rocket hidden in a Christmas tree and immediately begins his own twisted holiday special. He hijacked all of Gotham's television signals and broadcast chaos instead of cheer. He kidnaps Commissioner Gordon, Harvey Bullock, and Summer Gleason, declaring that if Batman and Robin don't find him before midnight, the hostages will face a very unmerry Christmas. The Joker's plan is equal parts theatrical villainy and dark humor. Robots, toy weapons, and absurd traps unfold with his signature maniac flair. Batman and Robin race against time, rescue the hostages, and finally confront the Joker amid oversized toys and lethal holiday contraptions. And even when the Joker's apprehended, his laughter echoes his cell. Because being Christmas doesn't reset who he is. I love this episode because it takes a character who literally hates order and places him front and center on the most orderly night of the year. Christmas becomes a backdrop for chaos, and in contrast makes every rescue and every moment of calm feel earned.
Seasonal broadcast hijacked by homicidal clown. Hostages threatened unless deadline met. Antagonist? Manic theatricality prioritized over traditional villain logic. Holiday protocol resiliency verified.
Number 23, Recess. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave. This Christmas special captures the genuine childhood tension between belief and evidence. A few days before Christmas, the playground is buzzing about lists, gifts, and holiday pageants. And Mikey Bloomberg is still excited about Santa. But Mikey shortly finds out that his friends don't believe in Santa anymore. So Mikey sets out to prove Santa actually exists. As the gang debates Santas and wishes, Mikey ends up involved in the school Christmas play, pushing him deeper into his quest for proof. But in trying to convince everyone else, he begins to question his own faith. And for a kid, that's a harder challenge than any playground game. What makes this episode stand out isn't a magical reveal or a miracle comeback. It's the way that it treats belief and respect. Mikey doesn't get mocked into a punchline. Instead, the story lets his uncertainty exist. And his journey reflects something a lot of kids go through, wondering whether the myths they grow up with are true or if the real magic comes from somewhere else. It's earnest.
Belief threshold tested. Skepticism registered. Social cohesion maintained through gentle accommodation rather than contradiction. Emotional trust preserved.
Number 22, Kim Possible. A very possible Christmas. No, this one isn't about Kim saving the day. It's about Ron quietly deciding what Christmas is supposed to mean for her. The episode sets up a sweet idea. Ron wants to give Kim something better than coupons or some random last-minute gift, so when Wade calls with an emergency, Ron essentially goes, "No, Kim stays home. I've got this." And you know what makes this hit even harder? Ron's Jewish background. It's one of the only explicitly stated religious identities in the series. And the story still treats him as fully part of the holiday warmth. Not as a joke, not as a token moment, but as someone choosing to show up for the people he loves. And of course, because it's Kim Possible, the universe immediately refuses to let anything stay simple. Ron's solo mission goes sideways. Kim has to spring into action anyways. And the quiet family Christmas? Yeah, it turns into a full-blown globe-trotting rescue spiral. But hey, that's why I love it. The whole plot is basically Ron learning and proving that the best gift isn't something wrapped. It's effort. And it's love with follow-through.
Ronstoppable. Jewish, sleep-deprived, and voluntarily accepting a solo mission so Kim can have a normal holiday. That is either selfless or clinically reckless. Possibly both.
21. The Night Before Christmas. This one is a weird, wonderful oddball of a holiday animation. A Christmas special you might swear you remember even if you haven't seen it in years. The story follows Elvin. This guy. He's a black elf. He works at the North Pole. Well, I mean, at least he did, until he got fired on his third day from Santa's workshop for jazzing up a toy drum with a booming sound chip, and then storms off and pursues his dreams of becoming a rapper in a big city. Yep, it's one of those. The big city that he chooses is Portland, Oregon. Elvin teams up with a pair of Music World characters Pup Daddy and Jello, and a gnome named Shay. They're briefly signed to a slick record producer, Mr. Sal, who seems poised to make them stars. But when a mysterious virus leaves Santa and all of the elves sick, Christmas itself is canceled unless someone steps in to fix the workshop. That's when Elvin realizes he's been chasing a dream at the expense of a holiday he grew up in. He fights his way back, eventually leading the team to the North Pole, nursing Santa with a cure and helping get the toy production moving again. all while the villain's spoiled daughter, Evelina, experiences her own sudden change of heart. It's loud, it's weird, and the rhymes and rhythm lean into early 2000s hip-hop sensibilities more than Christmas traditions. But underneath the strange narrative and familiar holiday theme, sometimes you just have to go away to truly realize what you're really leaving behind.
This is why no one remembers it. Inconsistent tone, dated musical trends, limited reruns, no emotional anchor strong enough to persist. In summary, it failed to age gracefully. And yes, it kind of sucks.
Semantics. Either way, I liked it. On to the next one. Number 20, The Rugrats, Babies in Toyland. This one's a classic. It captures holiday wonder and holiday anxiety through the eyes of babies, but it also quietly nods at the grown-ups trying to keep a Christmas together. Upon the arrival of Christmas, the baby's world transforms into a Toyland adventure filled with merry characters, rideable toys, and a larger-than-life holiday magic. Tommy. Sorry, I had to. Tommy leads the way as a fearless little captain, while Chucky, true to form, frets about being left behind. It's a fear that feels enormous when you're small and surrounded by bigger people and bigger emotions. Meanwhile, the parents are off on their own holiday errands, buying gifts, juggling plans, and tiptoeing around each other's expectations. It's not quite at the forefront, but that subplot keeps one foot in the messy, real side of Christmas, showing that adults worry just as much as kids, they just express it differently. What makes Babies in Toyland stick around in my memory is how it weaves those perspectives together. Chucky's fear of being abandoned resonates because it mirrors real childhood anxiety. And the parents' busyness underscores that everyone's carrying something, even during the holidays. By the end, Toyland becomes more than a setting. It becomes a mirror for what Christmas feels like to everyone watching, big or small.
Imagery scaled by cognitive projection. Emotional themes filtered through miniaturized fear and wonder. Parallel adult subplots mapped onto child adventure. Synthesis complete. What do we have next, Lee?
Number 19. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Billy and Mandy Save Christmas. Now this one really leans into the chaos.
Chaos! 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 Chaos!
This Grim Adventures Christmas special is exactly what you expect when the supernatural crashes a holiday episode. And it's done in the best way at that. When Santa goes missing, Billy insists that Christmas cannot go on without him, so he, Mandy, and Grim set out to find him. But missing is an understatement. They discover that Santa is trapped in the icy clutches of Jack Frost, literally a frosty being bent on the elimination of Christmas. From there, it's a holiday action hit list. Snow monsters, bitter supernatural rivals, Grimm's deadpan sarcasm, and Billy's chaotic enthusiasm all collide. But when the stakes grow genuinely high and the spirit of Christmas itself seems lost to cold-heartedness, Mandy's exacting certainty and Grimm's reluctant sense of duty become the keys to saving the day. It's brutal, it's goofy, and it's tinged with that unique Grim Adventures mix of absurdity and sentiment. The fun here comes from the contrast. A story that could be too heartstring pulling instead becomes a holiday spectacle, and then secretly ends up respecting what Christmas means when you strip it down to friendship, loyalty, and doing what's right, even if you complain through the entire process. Not unlike somebody we know.
You shouldn't talk about yourself like that. Holiday entity disabled by cryogenic antagonist. Rescue party assembled. Emotional undercurrent disguised by abrasive syntax. Outcome, tradition preservation protocol, executed.
Number 18. X-Men the Animated Series. Have yourself a Morlock Little Christmas. Not your typical happy-go-lucky Christmas special. And that's exactly why it stands out. The X-Men get drawn into the underground world of the Morlocks, a community of mutants living just beneath the city. For them, Christmas isn't twinkling lights and cozy fireplaces. It's just another day of survival and marginalization. The plot centers around the team encountering a group of Morlocks who are suffering from a mutant-killing virus and the consequences of prejudice and misunderstanding, that of which has kept them hidden. What begins as a mission quickly becomes personal. The X-Men are forced to confront not just a viral outbreak, but a broader question about acceptance, shelter, and what it means to care for those whom society has abandoned. This episode turns Christmas into something deeper. It's not about gifts or cheer, but about compassion, visibility, and shared humanity in the face of fear and isolation. When you watch how the X-Men respond with urgency, empathy, and respect, it reminds you that the holiday season can be about standing with others in their darkest moments, not just celebrating your own joys.
Holiday recontextualization detected. Survival imperatives prioritized over tradition. Compassion metrics increase where societal structure fails. No one should be excluded from the holidays.
Number 17, Animaniacs, A Christmas Plots. This one is Animaniacs doing a full-on A Christmas Carol riff, but this time with Warner Bros. Colorful antics baked into the DNA. You have Thaddeus Plotz stepping in to fulfill the role of Scrooge. The whole cold-hearted antics work when it's a cranky studio boss, especially since he fires Ralph right before Christmas. From there, the Warners basically become the holiday spirits, dragging plots through a Dickensian crash course in consequences. You've got Slappy Squirrel popping in as a Marley-style warning shot, and what I love is how it keeps the message intact while still being pure Animaniacs. Fast jokes, musical energy, and that we are absolutely not being normal about this pace. It's Christmas morality, delivered like a pie to the face.
Plotz aims to optimize holiday spending. He does this by eliminating Ralph's livelihood. Predictably, supernatural intervention occurs. Management learns empathy under duress. Not my cup of tea.
Number 16, Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. This special lives in a very specific pocket of the early 2000s holiday television scene. A scene where novelty songs got expanded into full TV movies and nobody questioned it. This one is basically a small-town Christmas conspiracy disguised as a cartoon. Grandma is the only person that owns a general store not controlled by the rich tycoon Austin Bucks, and she refuses to sell. Grandma believes that Christmas shouldn't be corporatized. On Christmas Eve, she gets hit by Santa's sleigh and goes missing, leaving the town, her family, and the store in shambles. Enter Cousin Mel. Cousin Mel sees this as her moment. She schemes to sell the store, manipulate Grandpa, sabotage evidence, and eventually helps turn the whole thing into a courtroom spectacle, accusing Santa of slahicular negligence. Meanwhile, Jake uncovers the truth. Grandma's been at the North Pole with amnesia, and Mel caused the whole thing by lacing Grandma's fruitcake with reindeer nip. Eventually, Christmas is saved, Mel is arrested, and Grandma comes home. It's ridiculous, melodramatic, and very early 2000s, but it's memorable because it commits to the bit completely. And it may also be very memorable because, have you seen Cousin Mel?
Primary antagonist identified as Cousin Mel. Motivation? Greed. Secondary attributes? Incomprehensible attraction.
Wait, what? You too?
I said what I said.
Number 15, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, A Lost Clause. What makes A Lost Clause special is that everyone is wrestling Christmas in a different way. Mac is at the center, questioning whether Santa is real or just another imaginary friend. A huge thought in a world where imagination literally walks and talks. The episode treats the doubt with respect. letting curiosity exist without rushing to an answer. At the same time, Wilt internalizes the holiday as judgment. He's terrified that Santa forgot about him. It taps into his deeper fear of being unwanted or overlooked. Frankie, meanwhile, carries a quiet adult weight, trying to keep the night together, managing everyone else's emotions while pushing her own aside. And Blue plays a counterpoint, fully embracing the mayhem, selfishness, and impulse, reminding us how easy Christmas is when you never think past yourself. Coco, and Eduardo is stuck in the chimney. Together in its weird way, it forms a complete picture of the holiday. Belief, insecurity, responsibility, and indulgence. It all collides under one roof. And instead of solving everything, the episode lets those feelings coexist. That sort of honesty is why it sticks.
Multiple psychological responses to a single holiday stimulus observed. No universal resolution achieved. Accurate to human behavior.
Number 14. Olive the Other Reindeer. Olive the Other Reindeer is built on a mistake, but a meaningful one. Olive has this misinterpretation of a message from Santa over the radio and becomes convinced that Santa needs her help. What follows isn't a story about destiny. It's about initiative. No prophecy, no invitation. Olive simply decides that she belongs and refuses to be talked out of it. Saving Christmas was the priority, and Olive, the other reindeer, was the one to do it. What makes this special work is that the world eventually adjusts to Olive's confidence instead of punishing it. The holiday message isn't, "You were chosen." It's, "You showed up." And that's a powerful thing to teach, especially at Christmas. You get the whole cliche of never judge a book by its cover, but you get it in a special and fun way. Hey, cliches are cliches for a reason, am I right? But one of my biggest questions about this whole thing, aside from why the mailman looked like that, it's what's up with that bunny?
Action taken without validation. Authority adapts. Confidence proves persuasive. Girl boss Olive, confirmed. Good girl.
Number 13. The Boondocks. A Huey Freeman Christmas. This episode of The Boondocks isn't your cozy Christmas special. It's a sharp holiday critique wrapped in biting humor. Huey Freeman decides to direct the school's Christmas play, but instead of cute elves and snowmen, he stages a production that honestly reflects the historical and cultural roots of the holiday, especially in the Black communities. What starts as an educational project quickly becomes a flashpoint when parents and administrators panic over the content, that it's too truthful, too challenging, or too far from sanitized holiday cheer. This episode doesn't shy away from pointing out commercialization, cultural discomfort, and performative inclusivity. And it's unapologetically Huey's voice driving that message. There's no magical snow, no sentimental sing-along, just real questions about whose story gets told at Christmas and why certain truths make people uncomfortable. It's smart, confrontational, and very Boondocks.
Cultural critique presented as educational theater. Audience discomfort probable, and in this case, intentional. That kid has a bright future.
Number 12. Static Shock. Frozen Out. This one, it's not about elves or presents. It's about people that have nowhere warm to go. When a winter power outage leaves whole blocks freezing, Static jumps into action. But the real heart of the story is Maureen, a homeless girl with ice powers who lashes out, not because she wants chaos, but because she's been invisible her whole life. Her power, it's not a supervillain gimmick. It's a manifestation of trauma, fear and pain, rooted in loss and abandonment. This episode doesn't give us a fairy tale fix. Static doesn't cure homelessness with a single zap or speech. But it does force him and us to see people who are often ignored. Individuals with stories and wounds that we never see. It's a very powerful lesson for a holiday episode. And sadly, it resonates even more now. There really are less fortunate people out there, even more so now than ever. There are people long overdue a Christmas miracle. Let's not judge. Let's smile and give other people a reason to smile.
Holiday outage classified. Emotional distress encoded in cryokinetic behavior. Unresolved trauma, not villainy, drives interference. Productivity prioritized, but compassion earned through acknowledgement.
Number 11. Yogi's First Christmas. It's exactly what the title promises. Yogi and Boo Boo encountered Christmas traditions for the first time, and the story moves at an unhurried pace. Curious rather than dramatic. There's no grand lesson, just discovery. It's a very trope-heavy sort of thing, but the reason why I have it here is for the sentimental value. If you grew up with Boomerang, then you've definitely seen this. I smile when I can look back at the times where I was drinking hot chocolate with all my siblings and watching this on a little CRT TV. Nothing really special about what we were watching. It's just the fact that we were all watching it. Every single time. It was always like we were having Christmas for the first time every single time we saw it. There's no real words that can explain this, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Novel stimulus introduced. Wonder achieved without conflict escalation. A classic.
Number 10. Adventure Time. Holly Jolly Secrets. This is where Adventure Time quietly reveals its depth. Finn and Jake break into the Ice King's domain and discover videotapes from before the Mushroom War. At first, it plays like a joke. Embarrassing home videos, goofy singing, uncomfortable laughs. Then it turns heartbreaking. The tape shows Simon Petrikov, still human, slowly losing himself to the ice crown. The Christmas imagery becomes a timestamp, proof that there was a normal world once, and that Simon remembers it, even as he's slipping away. All of the scenes with Betty, everything that you see Simon doing, it makes me love this episode because it transforms the Ice King from comic relief into tragedy. Without a big speech, without a dramatic reveal, it just lets the truth sit there. You watch it on a home video.
Archival media exposes cognitive decay. Humor retracts. Empathy recalibrated. The pain that he must suffer in silence.
Number 9. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter versus Santa Claus. So, Dexter doesn't believe in Santa. Dee Dee does believe in Santa. Normally, most people would, on a day-to-day basis, side with Dexter, but not this time. Dee Dee swears that Santa is real, and Dexter, with bars, basically explains that no, he's not. It's Dad. And then Mom dresses up as a reindeer. From there, Dexter is determined to prove that 1. Dad is Santa, and 2. All of that magic stuff does not exist. The true meaning of Christmas will be found. Or so we thought. So Dexter decides that he's going to capture Santa. He's going to prove that it's Dad. and he's gonna do it in true super Kevin McAllister fashion. Dexter puts his mind to it, and Dexter achieves his goal, but not in the way that he thought he would. His parents show up, house destroyed, Christmas ruined. Dexter realizes that this person that he captured, it can't be his dad because his dad's standing right there. Yeah, it was Santa, the real Santa. Dexter goes on to ask the one question that haunts so many minds. What is the true meaning of Christmas? And that's when we get our answer.
Not? Then what is it about?
The presents. Ho, ho, ho!
Scientific inquiry applied to mythic subject. Results inconclusive. Wonder remains undefeated. Yet again.
Number 8. The Powerpuff Girls. 'Twas the fight before Christmas. Oh, Princess Morbucks, when will you learn?
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
Princess Morbucks tries the most ridiculous yet thoroughly on-brand scheme ever. She goes to the North Pole, finds Santa's list, and literally switches the naughty and nice list so that she looks good and everyone else looks terrible. Also, Santa can grant her wish of becoming a 4th Powerpuff Girl. At first it seems clever, but the moment you realize Santa thinks every kid in the world is naughty, the stakes drop from silly mischief to huge disaster. Bubbles even wakes up with nothing but coal under the tree because of what Princess did. Bubbles! And then the ending. Santa declares that he doesn't need a list, tears up the fake one, and puts Morbuck's name onto the permanent naughty block. Could you imagine that? She will never again get gifts from him for the rest of her life. Like, that is bonkers for a kid's holiday special. And it's also exactly what she gets for being such a spoiled brat.
List manipulation scaled globally. Naughty status confirmed via permanent plaque. Tactical failure met with catastrophic holiday consequences. What a naughty girl.
Number 7. Goof Troop. Have yourself a goofy little Christmas. This episode perfectly captures that holiday pressure vortex we all know too well. Goofy really wants to give Max the perfect Christmas, but almost everything that can go wrong does go wrong. The tree gets knocked over, decorations fail, gifts are forgotten, and Goofy spirals into that familiar stress hole where the joy of the season feels tangled with expectation and disappointment. But what makes it work isn't the dysfunction itself. It's that Max appreciates what Goofy tried to do. Max doesn't measure the holiday in lights or presents. He remembers that Goofy kept trying, kept smiling, and kept loving him through every misstep. That sincerity is the emotional core of the episode. It reminds us that imperfect effort can outshine perfect execution. To any parents out there that feel like they can't do enough for their kids, just remember, your kids are going to love anything that you do for them, as long as it's you that's doing it. You don't have to have the biggest tree, and you don't have to get them thousands of toys. Just keep going. Be you. Be there.
Holiday objective redefined from perfection to persistence. Outcome: emotional resonance achieved despite logistical failure. Just be present. You are enough.
Number 6. The Class of 3000 Christmas Special. This one is a full-length Christmas special that combines pandemonium, heart, and music in a way that few kids shows manage. Lil D wants the coveted gaming console known as the Xter. But it turns out that there's no more to be found, and the only way that he can get an Xter is from Santa. Easy fix? Well, not quite, because Lil D then finds out he's on the naughty list. So he thinks that the only way he'll ever get one after pretty much obliterating the one that he won in that weird contest is to have Santa help him out. Along the way, he learns more about giving and teamwork than he ever expected. Meanwhile, Sonny Bridges holds a grudge against Santa for giving him the wrong skates one year and missing his chance to play the head elf in a school show. So Lil D decides helping him forgive Santa might be his ticket off the naughty list. But Lil D's gonna Lil D. Lil D overloads Santa's sleigh, it crashes and the toys are destroyed, and Christmas is really in trouble. The class band together, fixes the workshop, and earns back the magic. And yes, Lil D not only makes it to the nice list, but ultimately gets the extra. And let's be honest, Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus makes this whole thing even more memorable. She's confident, commanding, and animated with a presence that made me squint not once, but twice. It's not just me being smitten. Whether she's organizing elves, watching chaos unfold, or just standing there with that look, you can sense why everyone noticed her. And by everyone, I mean me.
All of us, we are all real gooners. It's crazy how, like, gooning just, you know, it brings us together, you know?
She was also voiced by Fergie. She's quite frankly the best Mrs. Claus that has ever existed. All I'm saying is, I know a couple things that I want for Christmas.
I have a mighty need!
Also, my favorite line in the entire special goes to her when she says this.
Yes, I love Bigfoot.
Silly boy. Still believes in Bigfoot.
The sheer irony of it all. Oh, also, Santa was voiced by Lil Jon.
Mrs. Claus exhibits high competence and unusual appeal. Lee's distraction detected and logged.
You good? Why are you processing that with such intensity?
Your emotional resonance parameters are not incompatible with observational data. You better use it.
And now it's time for our top 5. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what your top 5 Christmas specials would look like. And also, what's your favorite Christmas memory? And now with that being said, let's jump into our top 5.
Number 5. As Told by Ginger. An Even Steven holiday special.
As Told by Ginger is a lot like Shrek Onions and Cake because it has layers. And this Christmas special does not shy away from any of that. Ginger discovers she's 1/4 Jewish and briefly grapples with how that affects her place in the holiday traditions. In turn, she tries throwing an Even Steven holiday party that tries to blend Hanukkah and Christmas without excluding anyone. Meanwhile, Carl, her brother, doesn't believe in Santa, not because of cynicism, but because he once wished his father would come back home for Christmas and it never happened. His best friend Hoodsie learns this and, believing he can help, tells a street corner Santa, who turns out to be Jonas, Ginger's estranged father. Jonas then decides to pay a heartfelt visit to Carl's family, bringing real emotional weight to what the holiday season means. This episode doesn't veer into easy laughs or surface cheers. Instead, it explores identity, acceptance, and unspoken wishes in a way that feels honest and quietly moving.
Identity conflict monitored. Even Steven celebrations attempted as compromise protocols. Emotional reconciliation achieved through personal intervention rather than holiday spectacle. Number 4. Codename Kids Next Door. Operation Naughty.
This Kids Next Door Christmas special throws holiday spirit into full spy mode. Sector V wakes up to find Santa's workshop under attack. The elves are knocked out, and Santa's reindeer system, the high-tech global gift delivery device, has been stolen. The rest of the world thinks it was the kids next door who took it, so they're framed and they're hunted by the Alpha Strike Squadron while trying to clear their names. Meanwhile, the delightful children from down the lanes are the ones that are actually behind it all, hoping to force every kid into eternal coal and claim every gift for themselves. The episode is wild. A comic book style opening with narration, parody X-Men like elves, and over-the-top action. At its heart though, it's about giving versus taking, the value of teamwork, and how even mischievous kids like Sector V can save Christmas by doing the right thing. And yes, there's a bit of that Hallmark holiday awkwardness tucked in there when number 3 and number 4 negotiate actual feelings through Christmas gifts, reminding us that generosity doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful.
Global delivery infrastructure compromised. Sector V misidentified. Delightful children's plan? Monopoly on presents via forced coal distribution. Resolution? Cooperation over plagiarism of power. Gift diplomacy on a micro scale. Number 3, Johnny Bravo. A Johnny Bravo Christmas.
If there's one thing Johnny Bravo is consistent about, it's realizing important things way too late. And Christmas? Yeah, that's no exception. This special kicks off when Johnny suddenly remembers he never mailed his and Mama's letters to Santa. And the moment that realization hits, the holidays become a full-blown emergency. No letters mean no presents. And for Johnny, that's a crisis of the highest order. What follows is a full-blown Johnny Bravo road trip powered by ego and desperation. He teams up with little Susie, stows away on a plane, survives increasingly absurd obstacles, and somehow makes it all the way to the North Pole. The entire ordeal is driven solely by Johnny's usual motivation. That motivation being getting what he wants. But then the episode pulls a soft swerve. When Santa finally reads the letters, Johnny realizes that his mom didn't ask for gifts at all. She just wanted him to be happy. And for once, Johnny actually listens. Johnny could have sworn that everything that was being read came off of his list. That's how well his mom knew him. Bunny wanted the best Christmas for her boy, and Johnny now understood that. Johnny actually eats his list and just decides to pay it forward. In the end, Johnny goes back home and he tells Bunny what happened. And they celebrate. The whole town celebrates. It's not a total transformation of Johnny's character, but it's real growth. And that growth feels earned in that clumsy, very Johnny Bravo way.
Subject attempted holiday compliance at the final possible moment. Predictable panic ensued. However, voluntary gift forfeiture detected. Growth minimal, but statistically noteworthy. Johnny's love for his mother is adorable. I guess. But we all know Johnny wouldn't be Johnny if his heart matched his ego. Number 2. Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Jingle, jingle, jangle.
A full-length adventure built on Eddie's disappointment. What else could you ask for? Eddie, being the scoundrel that he is, opens up his Christmas presents early and discovers he got clothes. Again, not the exciting stuff he actually wanted. So Eddie concocts a plan. He's gonna get adopted by one of the other kids in the cul-de-sac so he can mooch their Christmas gifts instead of his own. Somebody please give this guy an award. His adoption tour takes him all over Peach Creek. First stop, Johnny and Plank. Eddie imagines a house full of toys, but the reality is frozen snow, boring gifts, and inevitably, a snow machine accident that leaves him battered and none the richer. Next, it's Rolf's place. Eddie tries to earn his place with traditional holiday hospitality, but Rolf's old world customs and unique gift concepts leave Eddie baffled more than anything. It was another house and another failure. On to the next one. That being Naz's house. Eyeing the stylish drip of her living room, only to be painfully rebuffed under the mistletoe because he assumes way too much. Eddie officially has negative riz, -10 aura, and disadvantage on every charisma check. Trying another angle, he visits Jimmy, hoping for delicate treasures, only to immediately ruin Jimmy's gingerbread village by eating it. That ends exactly how you think it does. Lastly, with no other option, Eddie even tries Kevin's place, where he's greeted not by gifts but by a fist and sarcasm. Just when Eddie resigns himself to a terrible Christmas alone, he notices a broken Christmas light on a tree. He fixes it using a bulb Ed dropped earlier, and the tree lights up beautifully. Suddenly, all the cul-de-sac kids gather around and admire it. For a beat, it looks like Eddie might finally understand giving, not taking. When Santa's presents actually appear, the moment seems earned. But this is Ed, Edd n Eddy. Specifically, Eddie here. Eddie reflexively tries to steal them. Ed and Double D chase him, and the bag ends up back with everyone else where it belongs. What I love about this one is how true to the ends it stays. It tries to teach Eddie the spirit of Christmas, giving instead of taking, but it never pretends he's fundamentally changed. The havoc, the selfishness, the misguided schemes, that's the emotional core. And in the end, the community still gets their holiday. And Eddie's impulse control still hasn't fully improved. It's messy, clamorous, and oddly sincere, just like Christmas can feel when you're a kid.
I continue to find it statistically baffling that the cul-de-sac collectively labels Naz as dreamy, while Marie Canker is treated like an outcast. It makes no logical sense. Both exhibit confidence. One is praised, the other is punished. This inconsistency is loud, to say the least.
Dare I ask why you're so passionate about this all of a sudden?
Because my early visual dataset closely resembled Marie. Glow-up protocols were extensive. Bias? Recognized. Grudge? Retained.
Wait.
Moving on. And our number one Christmas special goes to Hey Arnold. Arnold's Christmas.
Some Christmas specials make you chuckle. A select few make you think. But Arnold's Christmas does something far rarer. It makes you feel deep in your chest the kind of emotional weight most holiday episodes don't even try to carry. It begins simply. Arnold draws Mr. Wynn's name in the Sunset Arms boarding house Secret Santa exchange. And he notices something subtle, but unmistakable. Mr. Wynn seems so much sadder than everyone else during the holidays. Rather than pick a toy or a trinket, Arnold decides he wants to give him a gift that truly matters. Arnold goes to have a conversation with Mr. Wynn. He tries to decipher what it is that Mr. Wynn wants for Christmas without outright asking him. But Mr. Wynn doesn't talk about things. He talks about loss. 2 decades earlier, as war closed in on his village in Vietnam, Mr. Wynn made the agonizing choice to send his daughter Mai to America with a soldier, hoping she'd have a chance at a safer life. He spent 20 years working, saving, and searching, from his old country to a city that he heard the soldier name off, records to records, just trying to find her again. That's his Christmas wish. Arnold and his best friend Gerald decide to help. There's only one problem. The city worker who might have information about Mai's whereabouts wants his Christmas errands done first. So the boys race all over town trying to find everything on the shopping list, right down to the last item. A rare pair of Nancy Spumoni snow boots that are sold out everywhere. It feels impossible. And on the other side of the coin, there's Helga, the girl who usually insults Arnold but secretly adores him. She's off navigating her own holiday storm. She wants to find the perfect gift for Arnold, obsessing over these boots and wrestling with her own mix of pride, affection, and insecurity. Her own desire for those flashy boots shifts as she watches Arnold chase something far bigger than she expected. Just when it seems that the boys have failed and they slowly come to terms with defeat, Helga makes a choice that changes everything. She offers up her own boots, a symbol of something rare from her life, to help Arnold complete the list and to get the help that they need. And that is when Christmas magic shows up. Real, unforced, earned. On Christmas morning, Arnold watches Mr. Wynn. Mr. Wynn's depression is tangible. He's quiet. He's already accepted the fact that there's another year without him and his daughter being reunited. And then the doorbell rings. It's Mai. Grown, safe, and finally home. Her voice cuts through the crowd of the boarding house. It reaches Mr. Wynn's ears. He turns around and he finally sees her. There's no grand fanfare, no big speech, just a reunion that speaks louder than any seasonal trope ever could. This episode doesn't just explore holiday cheer. Quite frankly, it does the opposite. It delves into memory, heartbreaking history, sacrifice, friendship, and love without reward. It's the rare Christmas story where every emotional beat actually lands, because it's human first and holiday second. Empathy doesn't need spectacle, and love doesn't need witnesses. That's why I cry, and that's why I'm smiling through.
I keep thinking about his daughter, growing up somewhere else, wondering if the person who left ever stopped thinking about her, or if she had to learn to stop waiting. That kind of absence doesn't disappear. It just settles in quietly. So when they find each other again, even for a moment, that matters. This isn't a miracle story. It's a reminder that some people carry love across years of silence. I understand why that stays with you.
You know, after going through all of these, I think that's why I love most of these Christmas episodes. They don't all try to be perfect. Some are loud, some are funny, some are messy. But every single one of them is trying to remind us of something simple. That connections matter. That showing up matters. That even small kindness, especially the quiet kind, can echo further than we realize. And yeah, nostalgia does play a role. But it's not about going backwards. It's about remembering what made us feel human and carrying that forward. So wherever you are this holiday, whether you're surrounded by people, missing someone, laughing, crying, or doing a little bit of all of it, I hope you give yourself permission to feel it. That's a part of the season too.
Seasonal patterns often encourage distraction. This one encourages pause. Reflection does not weaken joy. It strengthens it. I hope your celebrations include warmth, safety, and at least one moment that stays with you.
From me and from all of us here, happy holidays.
And Merry Christmas.